Back at Richmond under caution, take a look at the standings. A little bit of a jumble now by virtue of David Reagan staying on the racetrack and Clint Boyer coming on the pit road. They have shuffled themselves. Reagan in the top 12 as of right now, 37 points above Clint Boyer. There's Reagan being shown in 8th position.
Clint Boyer's back in traffic on this restart. This is kind of a risky little restart for Clint. He needs to be really cool right here.
Yeah, way back in traffic. He's got a lot of cars in front of him. David Rudeman is our leader with Mark Martin behind him. Martin Truex in 3rd. Michael Walter 4th.
Rudeman, Martin Truex and company. In fact, the top 14 cars stayed on the racetrack. The others came back on the pit road, including Denny Hamlin, who came back in for 2 tires.
Yeah, that put him out ahead of Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson.
David Rudeman coming off that career best finish. A little bit of a jumble. Jimmy Johnson way up high coming up off of turn 4. There's Rudeman trying to pull away in the 44 car.
Well, while we got the chance, let's talk about that. Michael Waltrip has all 3 of his cars in the top 5. We don't know that we've been able to say that very much, but they're all running well here today. And even though they stayed out, and that's how they got here, they're still able to hold on.
They have run well, put themselves in a position to take advantage of this. Jamie?
Well, guys, Michael McDowell, the top-running rookie right now, they stayed out, obviously, on that last stop. They worked their way up to 5th. Now, this is the first time he's been back in this car for the last 3 weeks. Remember, Mike Skinner got behind the wheel, tried to gain some points in the owner's run. They're 37th in owner points right now. But, guys, I think Michael McDowell doing a pretty darn good job. What do you think for his second start here?
Yeah, great job. Yeah, battling the boss there, too.
Absolutely.
Right now, the 00 would be 33rd in owner points, but by virtue of where they're running on the racetrack. And I guess that's how you impress the boss. You just blow right by.
That's the best way. Well, he got a good seat for it.
David
Watch
Rudeman.
this.
Can't say enough about what that top 10 finish did for the 44 team at California a week ago when you talked to David and those guys in the garage area.
Yeah, a lot of good things happening with that race team and the driver. They all just really feel good about their position and things that are going on for them, that they can continue this improvement. Man, we got a lot of racing going on here.
Everywhere you look. Man.
There's the 6th car of David Reagan. Told you he's put himself in position now in the top 10 on being shown in 8th spot. Got a bit of a damaged Ford.
He's got it beat and banged up here, but they've been working on it every time they get a chance and making it pretty good.
20 and 11, Stewart and Hamlin being shown 10th and 11th. Bobby Labonte is also there. He's in front of them. Bobby Labonte in the 43 car, who got back on the lead lap, was being shown in 10th spot. Now Stewart able to go by.
Tony Stewart's the first car that has 4 tires from that last pit stop. The 11 car got 2, but he's only got about 12 laps on his left side tires. Mike?
Well, you mentioned the 4 fresh tires, and he's pretty deep in the field when you consider all those guys who stayed out, Andy. Well, it's an interesting position to be in, I would imagine, and I'm sure DJ can elaborate on this. Greg Zipadelli had to remind him. He said, look, all those guys in front of you, they're not as good as you. Be patient, take care of your tires, but certainly a well-worthy reminder for that driver.
Well, you want to be patient, but sometimes it's just hard. Sometimes you just got to stick your nose in there and go. And I know Tony hasn't locked in yet, but he's in a position that he knows he has a fast race car, and he's just wanting to go.
Well, one of the problems is you can't always control your own destiny. You can be being patient out there doing what you need to do, and somebody else in front of you or around you is not being patient and get caught up in a wreck. That's the bad part about getting caught back in traffic.
Aerial coverage from high above Richmond International Raceway, brought to you by our good friends at Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. Has been helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for over 50 years. You get an idea from looking above why the drivers, many of the drivers and the fans, say this is one of their all-time favorite racetracks to come and compete at and watch.
If you love racing, this is the track. There's racing all over this thing right now.
Yeah, we've got cameras everywhere. We just can't show you everything that's going on. It's just amazing to stand here and watch everything that's taking place.
Looking back from Jeff Burton's onboard camera, that's Burton is 11th. He's behind Earnhardt Jr. and behind him is David Reagan in that damaged Ford. Not bad. Got a little fender flap in there, part of some bear bond on the front, holding it together.
Yeah, but he's still slipping back, and then that's the problem that he's going to have. Even though Clint Boyer's still mired in traffic behind him, David's car is just not able to keep enough speed to keep those positions in between. It'll just be a matter of time before the 07 gets there. If he ever gets through everything he's in the middle of.
He's in a pretty tight spot right there, and if you look at the points the way they run, Reagan is the one that's in. It's going to be putting a little pressure on Boyer's camp.
David Rudman's still out front, as we see from Kevin Harvick here.
Yeah, Kevin trying to help his teammates cause a little bit, knowing he needs to get around that 6 car to put him back behind him one more spot. Harvick in the 29 car, who has led 80 laps. While Harvick's teammate Clint Bowyer is in the 07, mired back in traffic. There he is in 26th position. Casey came back there in 27th. Casey is a close to 9 car.
Just hard to believe how much difference that track position and being caught in this traffic, or how much it actually affects the car. The car really just won't run as fast when you put it back there, no matter what kind of tires you're on.
And then choosing the line, you know, it depends on where your car wants to go, and you might think that you're jumping in the right line, look like something's moving, then the next thing you know, that kind of stalls out, and the guys that you worked hard to pass, here they are coming back on the other side of you.
That happens to me on the interstate all the time. I always get in the wrong lane.
I don't want to know what you do, so don't tell us.
I'm patient.
Yeah, that's changed over the years, I can assure you. David Ritten's jumped out to over a 2-second lead.
Rudeman, the 9th different leader. We have had 6 team lead changes. It has been that kind of day in the Chevy Rock and Roll 400 here at Richmond.